Hello there, welcome to Bryan Lomax Movie Talk and my review of From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money. This is a straight to DVD sequel. I remember seeing this when it first came out. I was a big fan of the first film when that first came out. So yeah, the fact that they bothered to do a sequel and it did still have Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino's names on as executive producers. This was before the time that I realised that executive producers don't actually have to do a right lot on a film in order for it to get made and have their name put on it. But I went to watch it, around at a friend's house. He rented it out, we watched it together. I think I clocked out halfway through because I honestly didn't remember the rest of it after the first 40 minutes. So I remember the shower scene and how it aped Hitchcock's Psycho shower scene. And then after that, yeah, don't remember anything. So this is my second watch. I remember that first time around, I think I probably would have rated it a 2 out of 5. I wasn't impressed at all. And it's only because of recently watching the first film and wanting to review that one, I figured, you know what, let's carry on and do the sequels. So yeah, I finally watched this from beginning to end. And you know what, this time around, I think I was a little bit more forgiving. I wouldn't say this is the total travesty that a lot of people would make it out to be. If you look on Letterboxd, this has a 2.0 out of 5. So yeah, obviously other people don't rate it that highly either. I think that's a little unfair. I got some enjoyment out of this. It is a sequel in the loosest sense of the word. Like there are characters here that are kind of related to characters in the first one. We get Danny Trejo's character back and we do revisit the titty twister, as it is called. We get 5 minutes at that bar with Danny Trejo's character and then he's off out kind of biting someone on the neck just to get the ball rolling, and then doesn't really come back into it again. So it does loosely tie it to that first film, and of course there are vampires in it. It does have that kind of Mexican desperado kind of feel about it that Rodriguez brings to a lot of his work, I guess. So it's keeping within the feel, or trying to keep within the feel of that first film. It doesn't quite have the class, and that's primarily because it doesn't have Tarantino writing the script, so the dialogue at times isn't that great. It follows this character played by Robert Patrick, who kind of gets roped into, well, he's asked to come in by a friend to this kind of robbery scam. I don't know if it's a bank. I presume it's a bank. They're going to rob this bank, and kind of halfway through this scam, the guy who set it up gets bit by the vampire, becomes a vampire, and then starts making the rest of the crew vampires. And slowly but surely this dawns on Robert Patrick's character, and then he has to kind of team up with the police in a final shootout to wipe out these vampires, which were once his crew. So yeah, it does raise questions, like mostly why questions, like why is this happening? Why would they do that? Why wouldn't he do this in this particular moment? It's one of them where actually when you look at it and start asking questions about logic, the film sort of falls on its ass. But let's face it, the original wasn't exactly a film that was kind of particularly geared towards logic, although it did have a sense of internal logic to itself, which I'm always a fan of. But yeah, for the most part, this doesn't really work or function on logic. It just functions on one ridiculous set piece to the next, and kind of hangs on whether or not you like these characters. I don't completely dislike these characters. They don't have too many redeeming qualities, but I feel that Robert Patrick in this is enough of a watchable presence to carry me through proceedings. I think that director Scott Spiegel is a director of two halves, shall we say. There are times in this when he seems to have some pretty unique visual representations of things. You know, he puts the camera in places that gives it a unique flavour, that keeps it feeling fresh, looking fresh and cool and edgy and whatnot. And then there are other times, which is the other half of the guy, where it doesn't seem like he knows where to put the camera, and as a result a lot of the images feel flat, feel stale. So like I say, that's not all the time, it's just some of the time, a pretty large chunk of the time, enough to notice that it happens. So yeah, he's one of these that I guess when he can find a cool spot to put the camera, whether it's on the inside of a vampire's mouth as it bites down on someone's neck, or underneath the bumper of a car, it works to make the visuals kind of pop. But I can't say that there's much thought has gone into those camera positions in a way of, you know, kind of, yeah, the cinema artiste, so to speak. You know, I don't really feel like he's trying to say anything as such with the way he moves the camera or where he places it or anything like that. It's just if he can make it look cool, then he will. Otherwise, it looks pretty flat. The action ranges from the totally ridiculous to sometimes downright corny, cheesy, not that great, to sometimes actually pretty entertaining, given that this was made as a straight to DVD release. There's some pretty hefty explosion work in there, there's a pretty nice shootout, some decent fight sequences, there's some nice blood and gore moments for you gore hounds, and yeah, there's a few surprises along the way. So like I say, if you can, I mean, I hate saying this, but if you can shut your brain off for an hour and a half, it's not even an hour and a half really, is it? Is it like 84 minutes, something like that? It's a short film, so if you're not liking it, you don't have to stick with it too long. But yeah, you're not going to remember it after a week, but it's entertaining. You know, I figure if you've got a bunch of friends around, you want to take the mick out of something, have a bit of a laugh, not take itself too seriously, then this film might be for you. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5, only just. I look back on some of the travesties I've reviewed recently, like Jeepers Creepers 3, Candyman 3, not kind of looking forward to checking out From Dusk Till Dawn 3 based on that kind of pattern, but yeah, this certainly is a lot more entertaining, a lot more fun than those two films. So it just about scrapes through with a 3 for me. Yeah. But what about you? Have you seen From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money? And if so, what do you think about it? Comment below, let me know your thoughts, and until next time, cracking.